She kicked her adoptive father out without a second thought. The man who raised her was left standing alone. But what no one knew, he was hiding a $5 million secret. Before we dive in, comment your city and hit subscribe. The front door slammed so hard the sound echoed down the street. Her father stood outside holding a small bag, his eyes filled with disbelief. Neighbors peeked through curtains. A few friends nearby froze in confusion. "Isn't that her dad?" someone whispered. She didn't answer. She didn't even look back. No one could understand why she turned on the man who raised her. But behind her anger was a secret she hadn't fully uncovered yet. She was just 4 when he adopted her. A quiet girl with big eyes and no one to call family. Thomas Bryant, a kind-hearted black man in his early 50s, took her home without hesitation. He worked long hours at a local garage, always made it back in time to tuck her in. Every birthday, every scraped knee, every school play, he was there. He called her his miracle. Their little house wasn't big, but it was full of warmth. To the world, he was just her guardian. To her, he was everything. By 28, Rachel had built a name for herself. Hand office, designer heels, corporate lunches. In her world, image mattered. And Thomas, with his calloused hands and worn-out clothes, didn't fit. At first, it was small things, forgetting to invite him to work events, brushing off questions about her family. Then came the discomfort, the unspoken shame. She told herself it wasn't personal, just professional. But deep down, the gap between them was growing. He noticed. He never said a word. He just kept showing up until the day she told him not to, a week after their fight. Rachel was cleaning out the garage when she found it. A dusty wooden box tucked behind old paint cans and broken tools. Inside was a letter creased, yellowed, and signed by someone she didn't know, her birth mother. The letter explained everything. Her mother had been young, scared, and alone. She begged that her baby be given to someone who would love her. Beneath it was a bank statement, one that made no sense. The name on the account? Thomas Bryant. And hers? Nearly $5 million. Rachel drove to his apartment, heart-pounding, letter in hand. "You stole me," she shouted before he could even say hello. Thomas stood there, calm but clearly hurt. "I didn't steal you," he said softly. "I saved you." He explained how no one came for her, how the system was failing her, how he had heard the nurses whisper, "She won't last in foster care." So he took her home. No paperwork, no approval, only love. But Rachel didn't want love. She wanted answers that made her feel clean again. And he didn't have them. The argument didn't stay private for long. Neighbors recorded it. Someone uploaded a clip. The story exploded online. Young executive disowns black adoptive father over secret past. Headlines twisted the story. Some defended her. Most blamed him. Rachel didn't respond to any of it. She just changed her locks, deleted his number, and moved on. She told herself it was over. But the truth was still sitting in that envelope. She never asked about the second document. Never even mentioned the account. $5 million. Her name on it. His name on it. No explanation, no conditions. Just there. She filed it away, assuming it was a mistake or some weird trust fund. Maybe he wanted control. Maybe it was hush money. Whatever it was, she didn't care. She was too angry, too hurt, too proud to ask. Then the silence began. No calls, no texts, no knock on the door. Just nothing. Weeks passed, then months. And then, one morning, a friend sent her a photo of the local paper. The obituary section. Thomas Bryant. No funeral. No family listed. Just a name. And a date, A week after the obituary, a letter arrived at her office. It was hand-delivered by a layer with no explanation, just her name on the envelope. Inside, her father's handwriting, "Rachel, if you're reading this, I'm gone." That money came from a discrimination case I was part of. Years ago, I won. But I never touched it. I saved it for you, so you could have a life I never did. I didn't steal you. I saved you. She dropped the letter and cried for the first time in years. The man she pushed away only ever wanted her to have more. She had erased him to protect her image. Now he was gone, and she could never say sorry. Rachel used the money to start something new. The Bryant Foundation, helping families of color navigate the adoption system. She told her father's story in interviews, classrooms, and courtrooms. Not for sympathy, but for truth. She couldn't undo the past, but she could honor it in his name. Racism doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers, "He doesn't belong here," but Thomas Bryant belonged in her life, in her story, in history. Who raised you when no one else would? Drop your city in the comments. Share your story. And never forget who showed up when it mattered most.